Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing his word and the four winds of the earth. Shalom to you few sincere sisters out there as well. It's Brother Ariyah coming at you with another lesson here. Okay, now I attempted to do this lesson already, so now I'm learning that when I'm on this particular app right here, which is X, while you're doing a lesson, you can't like press on the picture and bring it up and blow it up because it'll be a corrupted file if you do so. So anyway, let me just get into the lesson. Um, as it says right here, some sick niggas in this world, okay? And just a quick synopsis of what's going on here. The dude right here and this little girl, he's been raising her since she was 5 years old, and she's 10 now, and he was sending the little girl some messages he shouldn't have been sending her, man. You know, really speaking on giving her some cotalingus, if you will, okay? On some real sneaky, sick shit, man. And he's going back and forth with her, and she's telling him that, look, this is not appropriate. You're making me uncomfortable. You know, it's just him and her at the house. And the mother's, working overnight or whatever. And he's asking if he can come lay in the bed with her and shit like that. And, you know, he's making the little girl uncomfortable. Now, thank goodness nothing happened. But this is why, this is a cautionary tale here, especially for you women. You should watch who you bring around your children, man. Okay, this you look like a normal dude, just a normal Jake, you know. But one thing I learned, these pedophiles, they know how to hide. They know how to act well, act normal, you know, so they won't be detected. Okay, they know how to blend in. That's what I was looking for. They know how to blend in, okay, with society. Not all of them, but most of them do. Okay, real sneaky snakes. Okay, and this is another reason why women should just stay with their children's father, man, and not going ahead and bringing some stranger into the fold because they only thinking about themselves at that point. They're not thinking about their children and the potential dangers that they're bringing their children around. Okay, so yeah, he's going on or whatever, and it's just sick at the end of the day. This girl's only 10 years old. Okay, and yeah, this is why you even you know females, for you men, a lot of females are into this sick shit too, where they have that pedophilic demon on them as well, you know. But more so, it's not very common among women, but it is uh, happening. But it's more common among men, you know. And these two-third wicked jakes, men, women, and children, this is what they do, man. They do wicked shit continuously or continually because that's all they know how to do. That's all they know is doing wickedly, you know. So yeah, this is a cautionary tale here. Just watch who you have around your children, okay? Yeah, and this is Leviticus 18 and 17. It says, "Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness." Okay, so that is most definitely wickedness there. You got, men that think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a woman and then sleep with her daughter as well. Okay, or you got men out there that think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a um a woman and her mother. Okay, vice versa. All right, That's wickedness as well. The scriptures say that's wickedness. That's Leviticus 20 and 14, right? And it says, and if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness, they shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, and there be no wickedness among you. All right, and there's another story that I had seen on X, where a man had got uh, his girl pregnant and her mother pregnant, and they all sleep in the same bed, man. That's wickedness. So if we were back in biblical times, these are things we can't do now, of course, but if we were back in biblical times, okay, they will both uh, be put to death, man. Okay, both of them. All right. So yeah, we gotta watch out. We gotta watch out who we let around. Our children. Speaking to myself first and foremost, and then those who are listening to the video. Real quick, there was a story of a family, a man, a woman, and a son, and their son, that moved into an apartment complex, and one of the neighbors that lived downstairs came to meet them and greet them, and told him, look, I'm having a birthday party tomorrow, for my son. Would y'all want to come down and celebrate with us, so that our sons could, maybe become friends. Okay, and the lady said, no, I got some packing to do, I got some cleaning to do. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. You know, because the father was gonna be away at work. So the next day comes and the lady hears music downstairs. You know, so then a couple, I don't know what, maybe an hour or so later, the woman comes upstairs and says, hey, you guys still coming to the party? So the woman says, nah, I don't know. I got a lot of cleaning to do. I got to put all this stuff away and all that. So the lady says, I'll tell you what, let your son come downstairs and play with the rest of the kids. And when you and your husband are ready to come down, when he gets home, y'all come down and join us and celebrate, my son's birthday or whatever, which is also wicked, celebrating your birthday. And the woman says, yeah, okay, all right, fine. So she allows her son to go with this lady that she don't even know, man. Okay? So a couple of hours pass and the father gets home and he says, yo, where's my son? So the lady says he's downstairs at the party. So they both go downstairs, knocking on the door, and all they hear is the loud music. They're knocking and knocking and knocking. No answer. So then they call the cops. The cops come, knocking, 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 knocking. No answer. Eventually, the cops break down the door. When they enter into the apartment is pretty much empty, okay? They go to one of the rooms in the back, and they find the boy dead with all of his organs taken out, man. You know? So this world is filled with, wicked people with evil intentions, man. Okay? This is why, we pray to the Lord for discernment, to be able to discern, whom to be around and who not to be around. You know, there's a lot of wicked predators out here, man. All right. So once again, this is why I implore women, just stay with your baby, with your kid's father, man. That's the safest bet. Because when you're bringing a stranger into the house like that around your child, man, it's potential danger that you're bringing your children around. You don't know these people, man. You don't know who they are. You don't know what their intentions are either. You know, there's a lot of sick, sexual deviants out here, men and women, and some children too, be on that shit, man. So it's best to just, you know, watch who you bring around your children. All right. Let me get let's get Proverbs 15 and 21. Right? And it says, folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom. right? And that's the majority. I'm not gonna say the majority. That's all 2/3 of Israel, man. Okay, they love the folly, man. They're definitely destitute of wisdom. This is why it's best to stay away from people in the world because they don't have any wisdom. Why don't they have wisdom? Because they don't fear the Lord, man. And someone that does not fear the Lord will do any and everything and won't think twice about it, man. But a man of understanding walketh uprightly. This is why I would feel more comfortable if I left my children or my child, around the brothers. You know, I would have trust that my child will be okay and no harm will come to them, because a man of understanding will have fear of the Lord. A man of understanding will know that the Lord or the angels are recording what's happening. A man of the Lord will not have evil intent, toward anyone, at the end of the day. So yeah, you would trust a true brother, okay, around your child or your wife, or around some money that's laying around, or what have you, okay, because he's a man that walketh or strive to walketh uprightly. But these people in the world do the complete opposite, man. Okay? And this is why they are destitute of wisdom. All right? And they got that evil, wicked spirit in them, man. Oh, they love folly. They love it. And that was folly for him to, be in the next room texting a 10-year-old, stuff like that, which is crazy. And at the end of the text, he was saying, after she rejected him numerous times, what does this stupid nigga do? What does he say to her? Okay, I'm just gonna watch some porn then. Like, come on, man. That shit is crazy. That's crazy, man. You trust a person and you allow them in your home and around your children, and you want to trust and give the benefit of the doubt to a person, but that's not smart to give someone the benefit of the doubt, man. You can't just quickly. You can't be quick to trust someone, man. You have to have someone to earn your trust. They gotta earn your trust at the end of the day, through certain situations you may go through and things of that nature. A person has to earn your trust, man. And I see it too often when women just quickly trust a man just because she's laying with him, man. Okay, not knowing what's going on in the back of his head, man. Not knowing what his true intentions are. And women too. Women, men with women too. These women have evil ass intentions as well. A woman may hate, if you got a daughter or a son, may hate your daughter or son because they may resemble the mother or whatever. And that's something that I went through. So I already know. I was abused like that when I was a child by a woman that my father bought in the house. So this kind of hits home for me, you know? So anyway, let's get Isaiah 59. I'll just end it here. Let's get Isaiah 59. And I'll read 1 through 4. It says, "Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear you." Right? So when this society crashes down, the Lord is not going to hear 2/3 of our people, man. He's not going to hear their screams, their prayers, their calls out for help. Why? Because they have completely submerged themselves in wickedness and doing iniquity, which is sin upon sin. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, and your tongue have muttered perverseness. Okay, and that was nothing but perverseness that he was texting with that little girl, man, 10 years old. Okay, in the scriptures it says, when a woman, reaches her flower, if you will, which is her period, okay, then it's okay for her to be married, okay, and sex is marriage in the Bible. I'm gonna get to that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get to that. And it says, "None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for trust, and they trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity." And this is what they do. Let me get let's get the book of Corinthians, First Corinthians, real quick, and I'll just end it here. First Corinthians 7 and I think around 36, right? And it says, "But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age," okay, meaning she have a period, "and need so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not, let them marry." Okay, and marriage in the Bible is sex at the end of the day. It's not going before a fucking priest or a reverend and him joining them in marriage. Okay, the scriptures say when a man and a woman come together, they become one flesh. Okay, meaning sex. When one organ is pushed into the womb, okay, they become one flesh. All right. So back in biblical times, okay, a woman would have a period around, uh, you know, 12, 13 years old, okay, and then she would be considered a woman at that point, and she would be able, once a young woman has her period, she's able to bear children. Okay, this is what part of what we're on the earth to do. Of course, first and foremost, we're on this earth to serve the Heavenly Father. Okay, that's the whole duty of man. Okay, but the Lord said to live and be fruitful as well, to have children. Okay, so around that age, women would marry back then. Okay, this is not something that that we practice now, of course. Okay, but this is something that was done back in biblical times, and a lot of people try to use that against us because this is what we're teaching, but it's in the Bible. Okay, it's in the Bible, it's right here. You know what I'm saying? But this is not something that we preach. Salakia. This is not something that we practice. Okay, but we do preach it because it's in the Bible. The Lord said it says he sinneth not. When he does this, he sinneth not. Okay, we went in Leviticus and showed you the things that are sin when it comes to sexual matters. Okay, so this is not sin here. And for those that can receive it, they can receive it. Those who can't, oh well, no one cares, man. All right, we're not here to be liked, or we're not here to be, reverenced or what have you. We don't care about none of that, man. We just speak the truth, and the truth will reach to those who it needs to reach, and those who are offended, hey, just remain offended. We don't care, man. All right. So, like I said, man, I didn't want to get off topic, but yeah, man, watch who you bring your children around, man, because many of these people out here, have evil intentions, man. Okay. So I just wanted to bring this out real quick. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to say shalom to the next one.